Welcome back to EPSN, your entertainment and Pokemon sports network, here to bring you your National Battle Association Week 2 recap. I am your host, Jacob Schmitt, along with my co-host, Aleta Schmitt. Now, after that controversy-filled Week 1, with Moody Gate, Rotom Gate, Drizzle Gate, all those gates, we still got to see coaches settle in and shine this week, bringing some really creative sets. Specifically, Week 1, we got to see that right away, with Pittsburgh Pirates against the Detroit Sweetens. Pittsburgh brought some crazy sets this week, with berries, more berries. Specifically, we got to see Landsat Berry on that Volbeat, boosting critical hit rate, baton passing to the crazy rookie Misdreavus this year. You got to watch out for this rookie, who might be the real spooky spookster. I don't know. Game 2, we had 100 Thievals versus Rotom Washington team. Now, this was an excellent Pokemon game. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. It was down to the wire. It was 80 some turns long. The meat of this game turns 30 through 80, where coaches are predicting, figuring out, can I afford to over predict here? Which mons can I sack off? Things like that. And in the end, we get to see Hitmontop living at 9%, giving Rotom Washington team the 1-0 victory in a really close fought and well fought game. Game 3, we had the battle for Miami. And let me tell you, the Gulpins must not have been happy with their result last week. It seemed like every mon had the coverage it needed, the EV spread it needed to live hits and to deal back just insane damage. There you see in Cresselia with Ice Beam, one hit KOing that Garchomp there. It was an excellent game, especially from Miami Gulpins. They were prepared. They had things ready to go, sending Miami Heatran back to Miami of Ohio. Game 4, we had Seattle Sonics must be sleepless in Seattle, because I thought they were going to win this game in the battle of the heavyweights, Dayton Dragonites against Seattle Sonics, the People's 1v2. I thought this was all Seattle, but just because Dragonites have a rain team doesn't mean they're going to bring a rain team. They ended up bringing Trick Room on Bronzong, Sunny Day on Bronzong, allowing mons like Leafeon and Hariyama, who normally would be difficult to put in work with and get a lot of usage out of, to do a lot of work, and they pull out a solid 5-0 victory on Seattle. Game 5, we get to see the new commissioner of the Doom Blue Devils going up against the same king who's always causing problems of the Chicago Snubbles. And really, I was impressed by Doom's special attacking power. I mean, a really awesome set on Porygon Z with Endurasalic Berry, Kadabra just putting in so much work with Future Sight. But in the end, that Togekiss Jirachi combo, I mean, they're captains of the team for a reason, and it allowed Chicago to come back into this game and flinch Doom and then pull out that 2-0 victory for Chicago. Game 6, we had San Jose Sharpedos against New Haven Nocturnes. I love San Jose's team. I can't talk highly enough of it. You could have a sun team. You could have a rain team. They brought rain this week. But if you're going to bring rain with 3 mons weak to electric, you better have something to resist or be immune to Thunderbolt. New Haven Nocturne used 17 moves this game. 9 of those 17 moves were Thunderbolt. They were just flipping a coin, figuring out, should I use Thunderbolt or should I not this turn? And New Haven Nocturne, were they equally as prepared for the sun team? It doesn't matter. They pull out the 2-0 win against San Jose's rain team. Game 7, Cincinnati Raikou against Jersey City Juicers. This game was full of surprises for me, in that Jersey City's mons, I was surprised at how little damage they were putting out. Starmie wasn't able to finish Suicune there. Doug Trio just really did not hit that hard this game, while the mons from Cincy were doing way more damage than I expected. Gallade hitting so hard, almost, doing 75% to a Slowbro with a knockoff, and then Kangaskhan also hitting so hard. Now, was this excellent planning and EVs from Cincy's part, or were they just going full damage and max offense? I don't know, but it worked. They pull out with I think it was a 3-0 win. Next game, we had Texas A&M against the Buffalo Rills. This was an excellent game. Texas A&M really showing their stuff. On turn 1, they set up Toxic Spikes. 6 turns later, all 4 of the mons that could be poisoned from Toxic Spikes on Buffalo's team were poisoned. And I think from there, it was just kind of biding his time, and it ends up Texas A&M does get the win. I think it was great coverage and prep from both teams, but entry hazards are a real problem, specifically Toxic Spikes, and Texas A&M comes away with this one. Last game that I'll be covering this week, New Orleans Shanks against the Atlanta Dream Eaters. This was a great game. It was 45 turns long. New Orleans had at least one screen up, so a light screen or reflect for at least 36 of these turns. That's 80% of the game, of a decently long game. They had a screen up, which allowed mons like Crawdaunt to live hits that don't normally live hits, and then bring the Crab Hammer home, and giving them the 6-0, strong 6-0 victory.